Welcome back into Wake Up America. I'm Rob Finnerty alongside Alison Maloni. Russian troops not being pulled out of the region with Ukraine. In fact, Russia is adding troops to the area, deploying 7,000 more troops to the border, despite reports from Moscow that contradict that.
Absolutely. Here to discuss, we are joined by Pennsylvania Congressman and Iraq War veteran Guy Reschenthaler. Welcome back to Wake Up America, and thank you for your service, sir.
Thanks, Alison. I appreciate it. And please just call me Guy.
I was just about to call you Congressman.
I know.
Good to see you again. This is something that I thought was kind of fascinating yesterday. The British press secretary for the Prime Minister stated that Russia could drag this out for months. And then Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky spoke out about Russia's tactics. Take a listen.
Ситуація контрольована нашими військовими. Ми не бачимо зараз змін, і в доповіді було. Ми бачимо велике накопичування військ. Воно не змінюється за останні вже тижні. Ми бачимо ті чи інші невеличкі ротації. Я б не називав би сьогодні ці ротації відведенням військ з боку Російської Федерації. Ми не можемо це констатувати.
And Congressman, I played that for you because I know that you speak fluent Ukrainian, so we're able to get to the gist of what the president was saying there. But basically, you know, I think that we at least are under the impression that this is going to be over one way or another within the next couple of weeks, maybe months at most. But that doesn't seem to be what some in Europe think. This could go on for a long time.
Exactly, Rob. We are not, unfortunately, controlling the timeline here, thanks to Joe Biden's weakness and vacillation. Putin is the one that's controlling this time frame. And Putin will continue to try to take Ukraine, just like he'll try to take the other former Soviet bloc states that Putin views as part of the Russian Federation. He views them as almost breakaway states from the old USSR. That's why it's so important that we do not give concessions, that we're adamant that if Ukraine wants to join NATO, we say there's room at the table with the alliance. And we don't give anything to Russia in negotiation. You know, it's amazing that Putin has put himself in a win-win situation with Biden because he knows that he can use military force to invade and take Ukraine, or Joe Biden will just have these giveaways and Putin will go back to Moscow with concession. If Joe Biden were a stronger leader, if the West were more united behind a stronger United States, Putin would not be in this position. He should not be allowed to continue to accumulate troops on the border. We should be immediately shutting down the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, moving for sanctions, and making clear to the world that if anybody wants to join NATO, then they should be welcome into the alliance.
Yeah, no, you're right. Being proactive instead of reactive. So the Biden administration, in order to remove element of surprise from Putin, they've been using an information tactic. Do you think this is an effective move for the U.S., or do you think it's causing panic for citizens?
It could be a little of both, but what Ukraine really needs more than anything is just lethal aid. We need to make sure they have anti-tank missiles, ground-to-air missiles, what they need to wage a guerrilla war if it comes to that. We need Russia to know that the Ukrainian military will have the material and the weapons they need to fight a long, protracted war against Russia to make this as painful for Putin as possible. If Russia thinks and Putin thinks that they can roll into Ukraine and subdue it within a matter of days, there's very little disincentive for Putin not to invade.
No, that's a good point,
solidarity.
So I think that's a good point. I don't think that gets brought up enough because if he does invade Ukraine, we're going to sanction the heck out of him. It's going to ruin the Russian economy, and it's not going to be good because Russians, just like Ukrainians, are going to be sent home in body bags. That's a fact. That's what will happen here. But if Putin does not invade, is that a win for Joe Biden politically?
Well, it'll be, let's see what else happens. This is going to have more ramifications than just Ukraine. Remember that we are in a treaty obligation, the Budapest Agreement, to protect Ukraine against Russian aggression. The Ukrainian government gave up their nuclear weapons voluntarily with the assurance of Great Britain and the United States that we would protect them against Russian aggression. If we back down and fail, or if we even give concessions to Russia, it could spur a nuclear arms race with a bunch of second-rate nations that will want to have nuclear weapons or be in a position where they won't want to give up nuclear weapons and disarm. Additionally, the real threat here is China, because China is watching Joe Biden, watching how Putin is acting with aggression, and they're sizing up an invasion of Taiwan. So this is just not about Ukraine. It's about having peace and stability on the international stage and also preventing China from taking aggressive actions toward the free and independent nation of Taiwan.
Everybody's watching. Absolutely. All right.
Every day, more and more. Congressman Guy Reschenthaler, great to see you again. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
You too, guys. Take care.